Hey guys, I'm Nathan from Harrison Consoles, and I'm back with another video. And we're going to continue on in this beginner series looking at the compression options in Harrison Mixbus32c. So far in the series, we looked at the EQ, the sends, and now we're going to look at the compression. And what's great about Harrison Mixbus32c and also Mixbus is we have the option to see the gain reduction right here on the screen, and we don't have to open another plugin window to see our compression settings. So it's very easy to take a quick glance at our session and see exactly what we're doing with the mix. So in this video, I really want to take a look at two main tracks. I want to look at the vocal and then look at the acoustic guitar and show you some basic techniques that I use when mixing to get a great sounding mix fast. So let's start off with the vocal. I have it zoomed in here on the edit window. We can see that she starts off kind of low, then gets bigger, and then kind of crescendos up in this area right here. So what I'm going to do is just solo this track. And I'm going to start off with the leveler and make the attack about 20 milliseconds. We'll just see what happens when I start lowering the threshold. Okay, so it's a pretty smooth performance overall, but I'm definitely going to use the leveler to just kind of knock off some of these high points and make things a little bit more even. Now, if you have a performance that's very drastic and level, you may want to go ahead and do some pre-editing, such as you could take this section and bring it up using Control 6 or 7, or maybe you want to take this little area right here and maybe chop it up and maybe bring that up a little bit so it matches the rest of the performance. But regardless, I still think compression can work in this situation to help level out the whole performance in general. So let's look at the threshold again to see what a good setting would be for this vocal. Okay, so each red light represents 1 dB of gain reduction, so I'm not knocking off tons of level, it's just enough to smooth things out. Now that I've found a good setting for the leveler, let's move over to the mixer window, and now we're going to look at the bus. So what's cool about having different characters of compression is I can use the leveler on the track, and then I can choose maybe the compressor or even the limiter on a bus to alter the sound even more. So let's go ahead and loop this section here. Now I'm going to find a good setting for the compressor. Okay, so you can see even at this low threshold level that I'm still just knocking off the very top peaks of the waveform because I have already compressed it a little bit with the leveler. Then I'm going back with a more aggressive compressor style, and the two different kinds of compression is working together to make the final outcome. So let's listen to it again. Okay, and let's listen one more time, and I'm going to bring up the gain just a little bit to help bring up the lower parts while still knocking down the higher peaks. Okay, let's go ahead and loop this one little section right here. And let's listen to the before and the after. Okay, very cool. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with the acoustic guitar now. And we can tell by the range of volume here that we have some nice peaks going on, but we may want to bring up some of the lower level information to help smooth things out in the mix. And I have the acoustic going to Mixbus 4. So let's go ahead and loop this section by highlighting it, pressing the left bracket, and we'll go ahead and solo the acoustic for now. Okay, so you can hear that we can go pretty low on the threshold with the leveler and it still stays intact. The sound doesn't really fall apart like it would on the compressor or the limiter settings. So you can get pretty aggressive with the leveler and still sound pretty decent. But I'm going to keep it to where it's just knocking off 1 or 2 dB of gain. And then we can go over to the Mixbus and do the compression trick. Just stack 2 styles of compression on top of each other to hear what the end result is. Okay, very good. So that sounds good to my ears. Let's go over to the Mixbus 4, which is where I have the acoustic sent to. And let's start lowering the threshold with the compressor setting. And our ratio is about 3 to 1. And let's just hear what happens. All right, I think that's great. So you can hear with the compressor, once I started lowering the threshold a little too much, it got overly aggressive, and that's not really the sound I was going for. But I think at the higher threshold setting, you can definitely hear it's helping to smooth out the sound a little bit more, and that combined with the leveler is giving the overall effect. So now let's hear this in the mix. Alright guys, so that has been the compression video for the beginner series here on YouTube. If you like these kind of videos, be sure to subscribe down below and click the bell. And if you have any questions about Mixbus or 32C, be sure to leave a comment down below. And in the meantime, I'm Nathan from Harrison Consoles, and I'll see you in the next video.